Yo, welcome back. Things are going too good at the moment. I'm scared. But I've been out here working, doing a little bit. Daddy's got to work. I can't sit on the other side of this camera and just twerk. So, let me show you where I'm at. Now, let's start with last video, engine issues. People not watching the whole video before they comment because that's the internet. That's just what y'all people do. It is what it is. Doesn't bother me. Appreciate you commenting. It was not electrical. You watch all the video all the way through. The engine not even the Hulk could have turned that engine over. It was cooked. And by that engine, I mean that one. Everything top end was not okay. Where'd you go, you little rascal? So we actually did have some lifter tap out of these brand new lifters. Yep, that one right there. You can even see some of the metal left on it. That bad boy not doing too hot. Yeah, so the cam though looks perfectly fine, so obviously it's gonna go right back into there. But let me show you this. Oh God, you raggedy son of a... Where you at, Jeff? I'm gonna kick you. Sorry. Look at this. Oh, that's kitty litter. Don't mind that guy. Disgusting. But nothing but metal. Metal everywhere. Needless to say, she's cooked, chat. Absolutely cooked. It will need main bearings. And there, I don't know what, I didn't take apart any main caps, main bearings, nothing, because I don't care, because I turned around and for the first time in my life on a personal vehicle, I'm going to be running an LQ9 with flat tops. So what is the LQ9, Anthony? Oh, don't worry, I've only explained it 800 times on the channel. LQ9 is the best Gen 3 engine you could get. Some people say the LS6. Yeah, because, yeah, whatever. Now, 6.0, 6.0, LQ4, LQ9. The only difference is flat tops and dished, just like your 4.853. Now, you're going to get the people that are like, well, the stroke is different. Yeah, the stroke on your mom is different. Anyways, sorry. Reel it back. Gotta go. So, LQ9, and I got way ahead of myself last night. I picked it up last night, and it was 1,000% stuck. It was rusted really bad in all these cylinders. This one was the worst. This had been sitting in the guy's garage that had a big opening in the front, and it was sitting towards the front, and he had it out there for 2 years, so humidity, water, blah, blah, blah. Locked her up. So it would have come out. These LQ9s came in every Silverado SS from the early 2000s, and very rarely some like Cadillacs and GMC Denali's. But those are pretty rare to get a vehicle with one of those. They weren't. It's not like many people ordered them. But all the Silverado SS's got LQ9s with a 4L65E. And here is the flex plate off of that. And I went ahead and I lined all these up. They are all the same exact size and bolt pattern. This is the one that came off the LQ9, the new engine. This is the one that was on the old engine that I kept thinking maybe there's an issue with this one. Nope. 3 bolt, 4L60E, 4L65E, 4L75E, 4L70E, 3 bolt, and then this is just another one I had, 3 bolt, all the same. So, yeah. All I'm doing is taking absolutely everything. I'm not going to reuse those new lifters. Look at this. Check this out. I don't know if you can see up in there, but you see it? Look at them lifters just chilling. Not one of them fell when I pulled the old cam out. Not one. Ain't no way. And this cam is in perfect shape too. There's absolutely zero scarring on any cam lobe, any cam bearing lobe. And same with the new camshaft. No issues whatsoever. So, you are going right back in. I will put the sticky icky on it because I would have done that in the first place if I had remembered. I've had this in here for about 4 years now, so we might see if it's even any good still. But I'm gonna go ahead and throw some sticky icky on there because I do not feel like replacing the cam after this. Boy, I tell you what, after this, I'm domestic violence between me, that, and that. We're having a three-way of fist fighting, you know what I mean? Not fisting, fist fighting. We could throw that in there too. I don't mind it. Anyways, so yeah. Off screen, I'm going to throw this back together real quick. I got to clean out the oil pan. You saw me literally everything I'm about to do to the new engine. I have a whole video I did to that engine, and all I'm doing is taking that, parts, heads, everything. And yes, I got new head bolts and head gaskets, so no, I won't reuse stuff. Take out all the fun. I'm not cleaning anything else. Now, the biggest way to tell somebody that's new to, honestly, car stuff in general, but LS stuff especially, the number one thing they will say that just lets you know, definitely lets me know, well, while you're in there, why don't you replace it for insurance? Oh, brother. Why? There's nothing wrong with the shit that's in there. Why replace it? Because 9 times out of 10, you're going to replace it with stuff that's... Dude, I just showed you that brand new lifter, didn't I? I have yet to come across a factory lifter that's no good. Look, I'm just a messenger. I'm just saying. So, lifters are staying in. Lifter trays are staying in. Okay, look. I'll go ahead and wipe this off a little bit. But that's it. RPMs and heat will clean this right up. Oh, why don't you clean the top of the piston? For what, Kevin? For what? As soon as you start that engine, the carbon is going to build right back up on the top of the piston. Golly! Fuck you up, Kevin. I'm tired of Kevins and Georges and Jesus's and Edgar's and Hector's. By the way, he will be running 3 spool engines. But okay, yeah. Enough talking. This today, I don't even know what time it is. It's probably around 1 right now. This will be back in, running, and moving under its own power because everything else is already done. The K-frame's cut, motor mounts are set up. Oh, I got the new cross member. Much better. Let me show you the difference real quick because what's going to end up happening is I'm not going to remember to show you before I put it in. So I'll meet you on the other side. That's $200, by the way. All right, you little rascal, where are you at? Where are you at? Dale, how'd you get back here? Just got up and just gushed on, walked on back here by yourself. And guess what? Oh, look at this BS. Brand new harmonic balancer puller from Amazon that I figure I'd try. Junk. Kobe. Where did the other... I thought I threw it back here. Here, chill out. I'm going to get my dog to beat you up. Where? That flimsy piece of junk was $200? Did you see how that thing just bounced? Not like your mom's bounce. Where are you? Okay, I'm sorry. This is taking too long. I will just have to show you at a later date. But, okay, let me turn on my country music, throw all this back together, made it up to the transmission, and we will be ready to go back in and get this very tiring nightmare of a build over with. Oh, funny enough, this happened with the CUDA. I forgot about that. The CUDA, I got it LS swapped, and 3 days after it was officially LS swapped and done, the cam lobe just destroyed itself, and I had to do all this, but I did it all in a day too. Then so, anyways, let me get to this. Pretty guy. Also, stock horsepower with the little bitty cam that comes in it to the crank, 345 from the factory with little tiny cam. And by tiny, I mean those 6.0 cams, Gen 3, they're only like 0.436 of a lift or something like that, which is small for LS. But yeah, LQ9 rated from the factory at 345, LQ4 rated at the factory 325. In Texas, the prices on LQ9s is ridiculous. I could put this together with these LS3 heads, throw that intake on it, just make it a complete engine, and get at least 2K for it. At least, it's ridiculous here in Texas. Up north, y'all get them for like 3 pennies and a half a blowjob. I don't know what that means. Maybe just a tip. Whatever. I'm not gay, but I would be if that's all it took. Okay. Let's get to work. Send help, please. So, it has been roughly 2.5 hours since I last saw you see me, and boy, we have had a day. But we are ready to bolt it in and fist fight somebody all at the same time. So let's get to the getting, because I'm getting tired. Made no sense. I apologize. I'm losing my mind. So let's LS swap the satellite for the second time in 2 weeks. Whoa. Okay. You guys have missed a lot. Headers back on, drive shaft back in, transmission cross member on. Everything hooked up except for intake and top of harness plugs. Everything else done. Everything. And there was so much of me just back and forth. It would have been impossible to record anything. So here we are. I am one dumb thing away. Okay, it is time. Took my shirt off, chill, because it's got transmission fluid all over it, and I don't want to sit in my nice seat with transmission fluid all over it. So, let's hear it run. Make sure it has oil pressure. Okay, so maybe I have an issue with the key on power, like maybe the wire that sends power to the key, or sends power to the starter from the key. So we're gonna do it old school. I will see y'all tomorrow. Well, hello, and welcome back to the next day for me. Feeling a little calmer today. I've just started on it. The first thing I wanted to quickly check was we learned last night that the power with the clicking and everything is key related, because I was able to go directly to the starter with the pry bar and start it the old fashioned way with no issue. So we are obviously getting the power we need to the starter, but something was going on with the key itself, the power to the starter from the key. And I think somebody commented a couple videos ago talking about how you have to run a push start because the Mopar wiring or something. Now you're thinking, well, the Cuda was LS swapped. How'd you start that? With a push start. And not because I had this issue already, because I would have obviously done that from the beginning, but because the car came with the push start when I first got it. So I just hooked it back up when I LS swapped it and never came across this issue. So all I simply did, I got my best friend here and I got the battery hooked up, and I came through and I had it hooked up to the wire that was giving me key on power and cranking power was this brown one, or it's actually like an olive color, because you know Mopars and their colors, they're always going to be weird. And now I'm not getting any power to it with the key just on. So I cut it, I spliced in just this wire, and I just go straight to the where I'm getting 12 volt battery, and watch this. So, problem fixed. Problem solved. I just got to hook up push start, which is super easy. It's literally just, I don't have one. I actually put the one push start I've had for like 13 years. I put it in the crispy C10. So I got to get a new push start, but they're very simple to hook up. Because I'm not going to do it on video. That's what I'm telling you, but it's just one wire from one side of the push start to the small post on the starter, and then another wire is just to somewhere you get power. That's it. Because when you press the button, it then sends that current from one side of the push button to the other, which the other is to the starter, and it goes to the starter and turns your starter over. There you go. Very simple. So I'm not worried about that right now. I will do that later. We are going to finish this off by putting the accessories and the cooling system back in, because we know it runs good enough. I wish I hadn't had to put this all back together, because next video, which might be tomorrow, we are getting a cheap Amazon exhaust put on. That's a $90 exhaust kit, 3-inch, which means I'm getting rid of the Amazon headers that are on here, because I'm going to put on those mid-length headers that I didn't put on from the beginning because they don't have O2 bungs on them. So I got stuff to do O2 bungs on them, or on the exhaust in general. And this is my question for y'all. Now, I said from the beginning that I want a quieter car because I'll actually be driving it. You know, I don't want to be hearing exhaust the entire time I'm inside. Having the windows down doesn't matter. You're going to hear shit. But windows up, especially since cold weather's coming, I don't want to just hear straight exhaust. I never honestly liked that when I was a kid. So I just do it because it's cheaper and easier to just run pipe and turn it down before the rear end, because it's just cheaper and easier. But now I got that exhaust kit. I have a pair of, oddly enough, B-body over and out tailpipes that I got for like $100 off a Holly clearance sale 5 years ago, because I thought they would work on the CUDA, and they've just been sitting up there. So I could still make it go over the rear end and out the back just like these are. But now I'm thinking, what if instead of coming straight out the back and having it, you know, the exhaust sounds come out of here, we just go hot rod, because that's what we do here, and we put a little boom tube. So I'm not talking like the boom tubes that are 2 feet long. I'm talking about like I do straight pipe right there, muffler, and then just a 90-degree bend, and probably come out right here, because the leaf spring's in the way. I would prefer it be right here, closer to the tire, because it'd look better, but can't do that. Put it right before the frame right there, in that pocket, in this spot right here. Because they do have a cheap, I wouldn't really call it a boom tube, it just looks like one, that I could just put on that 90-degree piece and call it good. But I don't know, we'll see. You tell me what you think. What would kind of match the car? Side pipes, technically, or straight out the back. Yeah, anyways, let me know in the comments. That'll be next video. So let me grab accessories, and if you want a junk 6.0 LQ4 that needs rebuilt, $400. I can get the whole truck for $400 up here in Wisconsin. Well, this is Texas. We can't. So take it or leave it. All right, let's get to going. Okay, I got it moved into the garage, because why not work in some shade? You know, I'm supposed to be back into the 90s next week here. Just do whatever you want there, Texas. It's not like it's November. Okay, so basically just got to put the cooling system back on, the accessory brackets back on. I can hook this bad boy up real quick, but of course this is getting all loosey-goosey. You know, somebody else mentioned, hey man, you're not black. Stop acting like it. If I wasn't black, could I do this? Beep, 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 beep. Hey, Dad. Oh. Back to cars. Getting out of hand here. Don't worry, I'll make white jokes too. Because tonight will be the night that I will fall for you over again. Don't make me change my mind. That was a banger back in '06, I tell you what, boy. I know you don't think that I am trying. Ah, you raggedy son of a... Why your mama doesn't love you. Now everybody from the 313, put your hands up and follow me. Everybody from the 313, put your hands up. Now I know something about you. You went to Cranbrook, and that's a private school. 8 Mile? Nobody? Okay. I guess I'm the only cultured fellow around here. What do you mean by that? Ah, you raggedy bitch. Well done. Get it in the right position. Oh, I'm gonna put that water pump bolt we lost to another dimension a couple videos ago in. So, yeah. Oh, Anthony. Gaskets. Put on the gaskets. Gaskets engaged. Okay, we are done. And as you can tell, it is 1 p.m. in the afternoon. Everything is back to the way it was before I had to pull everything back apart. I put all my wiring stuff back together. I can get rid of this factory relay. I ran the wire I'm gonna do for the push start in here, and of course you can't see anything. This would have gotten done much faster and during the daylight, but of course somebody forgot to put the one of the water pump gaskets on. It was on the ground, and that took about 15 minutes. And then I kept finding little knick-knack things that I was forgetting about that wouldn't have been good if I forgot about them. So let's get you in here. I might not even hook up a push start. I might leave it just like this. So check this out. Look at that. I just cut a little open. And then we're just gonna blind everybody real quick so I can demonstrate. And we're just gonna, all right, I'm trying to come out. Anything metal up here? Oh, look at there. Perfect. Do a little. There we go. Let's start her up. I might keep it like that. I keep it long. I kept it long because my back hurts. So when I get in and sit down, I have to reach all the way down. I could just, come on, little guy, touch it, and do that. JK, JK. I'll put a push start. Anyways, so I was gonna end this video with the test drive, but I have all the exhaust stuff to put on it, so I'll put the new exhaust on it first. Tomorrow, I think, either tomorrow or Sunday. Today's Friday, and we can then test drive it again. I know that we know the transmission's good, so there's not really any need to technically test drive it. But I was a little rough with it pulling it out, so it's good to double check. But I'm going to let it run and re-burp the cooling system. I got my tablet, which is much bigger than I expected, so I'm going to run my gauges again. Got my tablet and my VP Bluetooth scanner. You're going to ask me, oh, how do you do that? Blah, blah. Go way back in my videos. I have a video strictly on setting that tablet and scanner up for you to have digital gauges on a cheap tablet. So I appreciate you watching. This has been an absolute nightmare. I hope I never have to go through this again. It's been ridiculous, but all right, I will see y'all on the next one.